Hey guys, welcome to Omega Talks episode 1. A lot of you guys seemingly wanted to at least give this series a shot. It gives me content to put on this James Omega channel. And just to explain kind of what this is, it's kind of my way to talk about things in the CAW, like WWE games community overall, but in CAW in general. And give my opinions on things on a wider scale and give me more time than either a 1 minute or 2 minute Twitter video or a tweet. It's kind of my way to express my feelings on things and maybe talk about some people, like in a good way. What I'm meaning by that is I have a Google form set up to apply to be a guest on Omega Talk, so if this does well, I'll make that public for people to apply to be on here. I'd rather do that than just like Twitter DMs. It's more formal and it allows me to sort of see things more like, and you guys to give me a bit of information to make like question stuff about like your feuds or whatever. It'll make it's a bit easier overall for me to keep it organized. Yeah, so that'll be public of this episode 1 as well. For this episode, it's kind of just gonna be information about me. Yeah, considering I'm like the host, it's kind of important, at least to me. So obviously I'm James Omega. Let's see, some basic information you might want to know. I've been in CAW technically for 2 years, although I did have a short stint in 2016, which I barely classify as CAW because it was just like a miniature fed between me and a couple friends online. It was just us and our cause, pretty much. So I really don't count that. It could technically be classified as CAW, but I really don't really completely count that. But other than that, in 2018, I think it was like June or July, I made the first James Omega Twitter, which no longer exists now because it got taken down, which is great. Yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, but I started out early on in the World Wide Wrestling Network and Premiere. Those were obviously the main places you could see me back then. I was the World Wide Wrestling Network on-demand champion for a while. Then, unfortunately, the Fed no longer really runs shows anymore. But I feel like I could have been a world champ there, just saying. I also, some earlier appearances, appeared on NGR Opportunity Night 2. That was my first match in Premiere. And actually, I think my first CAW match outside of my own little Fed that I made that completely died out very quickly. And my own matches I made. Not counting the 2016 run, of course. I don't count that, so we'll just move on from that. I just like to mention it because it did happen. Yeah, since then I've done I like to think I've done a whole lot. I signed at one point with like 10 feds. I like to sign with newer feds just to give them another person to use. I will say that I remember Impulse Wrestling, I think it was one or something like that. I signed with MFW at one point. That was a good run. Let's see. I signed with a bunch. EWE. I think like EWF. A bunch of smaller feds. I like the sign of smaller feds. It allows me a bit more, It helps not only the Fed some because it gives them another body, potentially more because I have multiple cause, and allows me to get out there a little bit. I always preferred smaller Feds, except for like Premiere, obviously, because that was my main home in CAW, and it still is to this day. It's one of the, in my opinion, the biggest and best places to be in CAW. I'll admit, some of the people in there, we can be assholes sometimes, but like overall, it's a great time. Just don't be an asshole and you'll be fine. I curse quite a bit, by the way, so if that, deters you from watching this, I apologize, but it's how I speak, and I'm not going to change myself for the sake of my own show. But moving on from that, I guess I'll go over a couple frequently asked questions that I've actually gotten, and one's kind of asked to everybody anytime they have a show or a Q&A or anything. So first, am I Alexander Blacksmith? Yes, that is my secondary call. At first, it was my cousins, but he got tired of the community and handed me the Alex Twitter. I already pretty much remade the car for 2K19. He made the original back in the 2016 run. He was there for that. But I remade him as the giant he is now. So pretty much it already made sense in case he was ever tired of Call. He would hand me the Twitter, and since then it's been used as one of my other calls. That was in, I think, like early last year, I think. Just after our MFW runs ended. A couple months into 2019. When he fully handed over the account. Before then, we like shared it, just in case, like, as a precautionary thing, and he already knew he was kind of on his way out. He had to focus on life, because he's obviously, he has his own place, and he's working 2 jobs. Well, he's fine now, he's actually in college, doing all the good things he's doing, so it made more sense to pass it on to me, because I want more time than he does. The second question, though, that I'm usually asked, am I Harpo? No, I'm not Harpo. That is my IRL best friend. I got him in the call last year. He's signed to some bigger places. He's part of MWA, obviously we're feuding there. He's part of Headstorm, where we'll probably feud eventually. We obviously co-run APW, where we're feuding. Yeah, we're feuding in a lot of places. I get why everyone does it. It's a great idea, having 2 IRL best friends feud. But, like, we're feuding literally in every fed that we're both a part of, we're feuding. So, there's that. That's fun. We were gonna do it first, that's all I'm saying. But the last, usually, like, asked question, what got you in the car? Originally, in 2018, because we don't talk about the 2016 run, it was just because me and my friends wanted to do it, so if you want to know that reason. 2018, I can't remember who got me to watch them, but it was, what's his name? I found a guy on Twitch that was doing an interactive universe mode, and I applied for Omega to be a manager for a couple superstars. That was technically my first break into CAW, not really full-on CAW, and back into the WWE Games community. After that, I started watching Jackson Jordan's show. I forget what it's called, don't hate me, because he was friends with the guy at the time. After that, obviously, I moved on. I saw NGR opportunity as an option. Actually, fun fact, before that, I forgot, I actually was deeming the potentially side of Empire, so that would have completely changed how NGR and MWA went down with my feuds. Haha. So, I apologize, my allergies are acting up today, but I know you guys wanted to see episode 1, so I'm gonna try to get through it. But yeah, so I almost signed with Empire, which is fun. NGR, I saw the opportunity. Funny joke, because the show is called Opportunity. I DM'd him, hey, can I appear on Opportunity? I'll admit I was very awkward. I'm always awkward around new people, so I apologize if you DM me and I'm awkward at first. I promise I don't try to be, it's just how I am. Once I kinda know you, I'll be a lot more chill. I don't know why I do it, but I do it nonetheless. I was super awkward at Premiere at first too, but now I've been there longer than most people, except obviously the main Fed owners. And there's a couple people who've been there, but I've been there to see people join and leave, like Shogun, which is unfortunate, but I'm happy he's pushing along with his YouTube channel. Maybe if he's listening to this, I hope everything's going well with you, man. Hopefully that YouTube channel's popping off. But yeah, I've been there to see people come and go. There was a couple of nights where I stayed up. Some people were having issues in Premiere, and I tried to give it the best advice I could. It's just how I am. But yeah, pretty much what got me in the car is sort of just having fun with WWE 2K18 and 19. And pretty much just slowly went on from there. I signed the Feds. I didn't really know what call it was until after I'd already appeared on NGR Opportunity and a couple other places, and that's when I signed out with the Worldwide Wrestling Network, which was my starting home for the E-Fed side of things, and then story-based. NGR was my first home. I never really got into Sim. I tried to at one point, but it's just not my cup of tea. I guess I technically sort of do sim for APW, but it's my own show. It's slightly. I wouldn't really completely count it as sim per se, but I couldn't really do it for another show. I never got into it. It's not something I care to do. All the power to people who do it aren't elitist. But that's a thing for another episode. A couple other things I want to talk about for this intro episode. Obviously, these things will probably be a lot more, formatted, at least a little bit for future episodes, especially if I'm asking people questions or talking about people's careers or giving them a spotlight to kind of talk about stuff. But for this one, it's just me here today. Couple things for Omega, favorite things for Omega. I'm going to talk about my favorite Omega moments, matches, storylines, feuds, and favorite feds. So going down the list, moments, not talking specifically about matches, probably just specific spots. It wasn't the finish. The what I call around the world in my NGR match of Kingpin. There's 2 spots from that I really love. 3 actually. No, 4. That entire match was good. Go watch it. Go watch NGR. It's such good shit. I don't do it. I do it as a meme all around the world. I do it with every exposed turnbuckle in every corner. But I exposed a turnbuckle in that match of Kingpin. It was a street fight, in case you're wondering. $1 million street fight. Which was a great idea, and I don't know how I came up with a decent idea to pitch. And it worked. It worked really well. But I pretty much bashed his head into the turnbuckle 60-something times, if I remember correctly. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but it was crazy. Then there's a thumbtack spot where I did a deep 6 on the Kingpin into the tacks, and then powerbombed him 3 times onto the tacks. There's a spot where I threw him into a Minitron and it broke. That's great editing by Wayfen. And there's a couple other spots that I can't remember, but from that match. But the entire match was great, and it was the first big piece of my feud. It was also where Alex debuted in NGR, which is fun. I'm happy the original actual Alex pitched the idea to turn on me back when he's still completely on the account, and it was his idea, which was great. Don't get me wrong, it was great. But yeah, that was great. My favorite matches, obviously that match. My match with Meyer for the MWA title was great. Let's see. My debut in MWA, the 4-way with Marcus Casanova, I think Charlie Callahan, and shoot, I can't remember the last one. Can't remember the last one's name. Oh, I'm gonna get yelled at by Jesus or somebody. Oh, it's fine. But that 4 was great. When it got down to me and Marcus, it was even better. Maybe because it's me and Marcus Casanova. A couple other matches. Let's see. My #1 contenders match with Antonio Velasco and Headstorm was another one that I think is underrated. My Worldwide Wrestling Network match, I think it was a 4-way for another elimination 4-way in my favorite matches. That's fun. For their on-demand title where I won the title, which is great. That was honestly one of my favorite runs I've had. The World Wide Wrestling Network one was great. I still believe I was a potential future world champion, but it's fine. I was the champion of On Demand, and it was a great run. I was a great mid-card babyface, and I don't care what anybody tells me. I enjoyed it, and everybody there enjoyed it, and that's what's important. Favorite storylines and feuds. The feud with Kingpin and Alex has been great. I'm sort of moving away from NGR now because of the whole trade thing they started last year. Full MWA pretty much. I still appear on. I think I'm appearing to finally fight Alex one-on-one on NGR. So that's fun. And if anyone wants to keep Alex on NGR, though, you can always do that. I'll update him. I promise. I've actually updated him since, but I never put it on Community Creations, I don't think. So there's that. Let's see. Storylines and feuds. My feud, it was like a mini feud with the Outcast and World Wide Wrestling Network over the on-demand title. I'm sure it would have been longer, but they kind of stopped producing shows. It It was on over the on-demand title. We had a couple matches. It was great. He actually ended up taking the title from me, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. Let's see. My feud with Leithmeyer, while short-lived, was pretty good. It was fun. People got to hear my prepubescent voice, cutting voice promos for the first time. My feud of Harpo everywhere has been fun so far. I'm sure we'll feud in Headstorm, or maybe team in Headstorm, just make things different if he gets caught up from their Storm Chasers, which I figure he probably will. But yeah, we were both also in MFW, but he was on developmental. He was supposed to debut in developmental as part of like breakout tournament. I was already on main roster at that point, so we never met in MFW. So I think that's all the like major storylines I've been a part of that I remember. Favorite feds? This is a question I figured I'd get eventually. This doesn't mean I don't absolutely love being a part of other feds, but these are the ones that I've like been a part of either the longest or have done the most in. Obviously the premier feds, MWA and NGR. I've been a part of NGR for a year and a half now, give or take. MWA debuted last summer, so about a year. I've been part of Premier almost about a year and a half actually. Considering I joined with NGR Opportunity Night too. Joined NGR at the same time as Premier, so about a year and a half, give or take. World Order SNM obviously was one of my favorite events to be a part of. Impulse was okay. There's a lot of feds I didn't do a whole lot in, because I was just in too many feds at the time, so I wasn't super active in some. MFW was a great time. BCW, while short-lived, was fun. Let's see. Obviously Headstorm. And I think that's all my like top favorite feds I'm a part of. As for favorite feds just to watch, all the other Premier feds, because Premier is a great time. I don't watch a whole lot of other feds that I'm not just a part of. Not gonna lie, I'm a part of just enough to manage watching them all, along with watching all Premier, which is fine. So that's like all the ones I watch. I guess I can give an update on, because I made it way longer, just to like, I don't know if it was like a week ago or so. I'll tell you, saying I'm taking a break from CAW. The break that is like on the creation side. I'm still gonna watch shows, and I think this podcast is kind of gonna be the only thing I create, because I actually enjoy making these sort of type of format, like videos. So I think it's the only thing CAW related I'm gonna be creating for a little while. I'm taking a little break from that because I just don't really care. Road to Throwdown is pretty much done. I just keep procrastinating, getting distracted, processing the video and uploading it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna get that out sometime, I promise. Throwdown in Appalachia itself might be a little while. I got a couple of the matches recorded. One got corrupted, which is great. And I still have a couple more matches to record that involve more highlight reel. So that might take a little while. I'm gonna take my time with that. It's not my main focus. My YouTube channel is my main channel, the Appalachian Avengers on YouTube. Shameless plug on my own podcast, it's fine. That's my main priority right now, and streaming on Twitch. Twitch.tv/the_gray_goten. Hahaha, funny shameless plug again. Links in the description. Also, I'll link Shogun's YouTube channel in the description since I mentioned it in Premiere. So I think that's just about everything. I will say also I ordered a webcam, so future episodes won't be just voice, probably. Hopefully. It's supposed to get here next week, so that's cool. So hopefully then I'll be able to not just do voice. You can see my horrendous face instead of just hearing my horrendous voice. So, that's cool. But I think that's just about everything for this episode. So if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, maybe subscribe if you're at it. We're at 20 minutes. Dang, I talked for 20 minutes just by myself. Dang. I will say the next episode might involve Harpo, it might not, because I have a sort of subject that might be better to cover with somebody. And I also want to do an episode with Harpo. So it might be two separate ones, it might not. Depends if I can get him on or not for the next episode. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and head out of here. And yeah, check out all the links in the description, and I'll be back sometime soon with episode 2 if you guys enjoyed this. So yeah, and fill out that Google form. If this does well, it'll be in the description regardless, but I'll put it on Twitter as well, so it's easier access to people. But yeah, I'm gonna head out. Catch you guys later.